Say what needs to be said. It's your host, your big dog, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel. And you know I got my co-host with me, Mr. Elton, EP The Truth, Patterson. You know how we do. We swagging it out. Super Bowl, we here, baby. What's happening, EP?
Man, Super Bowl game. Some people say it was boring. Some people say it was exciting. Some people say it got exciting in the second half. Either way, we gonna review what went down last night, my brother.
And give you the real of the real and the truth. And you know how we gonna dissect it. Talk about the things that could have went different, and you know possibly why this other team could have won who didn't win. You know what I mean? Which is the San Francisco 49ers. But I think about the people that probably had fun. EP, you know, fun is what you make it. So some people probably enjoyed the Super Bowl, meaning they enjoyed the atmosphere, what they created, their surroundings, them partying and stuff like that. They probably just, you know, the people that were just very focused on the game and just wanted to watch the game, probably like, it was all right game. You know what I mean? A lot of people, a lot of times, they're waiting to see a lot of scoring. They want to see a lot of scoring back and forth. And this wasn't that type of game. That's what we're going to get into. That wasn't that type of game.
So, you know, a lot of people wait, I realize this, for that halftime show.
Yeah. See, a lot of people got different reasons why they watch the Super Bowl. They like the commercials, the halftime show. It could be the actual game. They might be a fan of the team. You know, it might be my first time ever being able to participate or able to go to a Super Bowl. So, you know, anyways, the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the San Francisco 49ers 25-22 in an overtime victory to conclude the 2023-24 NFL football season. Your thoughts, my brother. What's your thoughts on that Super Bowl so far?
Man, I think it was a good matchup. I think it was needed. You know how sometimes you're like, I want to have the best two teams play at the end.
Yeah.
I think they were the best two teams that played at the end.
For real, you know? Right? No bullshit. No
right.
BS.
Somebody wrote talk about I think it was like if Detroit would have won, if Detroit would have made it, the game would have been close. But that's always here, there, you know, say. But either way, I think they were too even.
Well, let me tell you one thing. If Detroit would have made it, and San Francisco didn't make it,
right?
I think they would have went for it on a lot of those third down or fourth down. They would have took it on fourth down. Straight up, they would have went for it. So the game would have definitely been totally different. It wouldn't have been as many punts as we seen this game. I'm gonna tell you that. It definitely would have went off a little bit. But go ahead.
You got a point. But no, overall, I think it was good, solid football, man. And both sides were fighting. Both coaches was coaching. A lot of players was making plays, man. And like you said, we'll dig into what actually happened in the game. But I liked the game. I think it. Matter of fact, let me say this, though. I know the statistics have not come out yet. Right. But if you're looking at football as an entertainment sport, you got to say they maximized every dollar every way, from playing in Vegas to the gambling aspect of it, to the Taylor Swift, to the $7 million Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
This multi-billion-dollar business hit an all-time high. I guarantee. Watch. It was some records broken with this Super Bowl.
I'm sure. And they talked about in the betting industry and stuff like that. It was the highest revenue betting game. I think it was $70 million plus betted on this game. But we'll see. We'll get into that. So for me though, the game, right? My coach always taught me, Coach Rodney Gray, my middle school basketball coach, he always taught me to kill a mosquito with an axe. And that was the difference for San Francisco 49ers. They keep losing after giving up a 10-point lead. They did it last year. I think it was last year, right, in the Super Bowl, or they did it previously, and they did it this year once again. So when you have a 10-point lead or you have a lead like that, my coach taught us, don't get mediocre. Don't get complacent. Kill a mosquito with an axe. And that was the problem. They wasn't able to take Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs out of the game. They let them linger around too long. And you know Patrick Mahomes is going to strike. Eventually, they made it to the red zones a few times, right? They made it with Pacheco. He fumbled the ball. And, other times they didn't make it and they had to settle for field goals. But you let them linger around too long. That's Patrick Mahomes. If not, top 3, 4, 5 quarterback ever to play the game, he's probably going to be top 2. You know what I mean? So that ended up being the end result for San Francisco 49ers. They let them linger around too long, but they came out very physical. They came out playing smart, physical football, running the ball, playing San Francisco type football. And that was definitely a precedent set in this football game, in this Super Bowl for me. I think this will set a precedent moving forward into the NFL because, they were trying to change the atmosphere of football and how it's played. And they wanted a lot of scoring for the fans. Like they said, a lot of people saying the game was boring because it wasn't a high scoring flying game where they're throwing the ball left and right. It was a game played like football was supposed to be played. Two physical defense, two physical offense, running the ball, passing the ball when necessary, and playing good situational football. Now, for some people, they don't like that. But for others, it's just fine. But I think that's going to be a precedent moving forward for a lot of teams. They're going to get away from this high flying, feeling like we got to throw the ball and be this pretty cute, fast team and things like that. So you tell me what you think about that.
They were playing for the sticks a lot, and you know what that means. But just for our people who's listening in that don't know what it means, that means we're gonna run this ball. We're gonna maintain possession, right? We're gonna throw it, but it's gonna be safe throws. We don't even have to go for the 80-yard touchdowns. We're gonna go for the 6 yards here, 3rd and 2. We're gonna try to get the 2. There was a lot of that going on.
Let me help him out a little bit. When you're going for the sticks, basically what he's saying, every time it's 3rd down and 10, they might have ran the ball and got 3 yards. Now it's 3rd and 7. It's 1st down and 10. They might have ran the ball. They got 3 yards. Now they made it to 3rd and 7. So instead of running regular plays or 10-yard out and up or a corner route, they're running right at the sticks. So it's a very controlled environment. Each team want to control the possession of the ball and keep the ball of possession away from the other offense. So that's what they mean by sticks and possession. It was very particular how they was running the show out there.
If I can get 3 yards, 3 to 4 yards per snap, we can maintain this offense all the way down. We want to keep an offense on the field, maybe 80 yards. They even take the field goal. They was taking, like you said, they was taking that field goals last night.
I was so surprised. Andy Reid took that field goal to tie the game up, man. I was so surprised. I kind of myself personally, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted him to go for it, but they took the field goal, and now they're victorious. But on another note, I don't know if people understand or see how this game was played, but usually the Super Bowl is played is a very sloppy game with many missed assignments in the game. And I didn't see that happening with this in the Super Bowl 58. It's like both teams came dialed in and prepared, looking for a victory. Seeing a few fumbles on the sidelines and, a little sloppiness here and there, but it wasn't the typical sloppy Super Bowl game that I'm used to seeing or I was a part of. Because y'all don't understand. As soon as you land in that new city, it's not home field advantage for anyone. As soon as you're saying it's wide open. Everything is moving fast. So you don't have the usual camaraderie and the discipline that you have within your team. You got real quick meetings, then you might have to go over here and visit this situation. You might have to go over here and deal with this organization. And, that's mainly what the Super Bowl is about. They're trying to publicize it and get the media and bring as much attention as it possibly can to the Super Bowl. So actually playing the game is kind of like, it's the most important thing, but it's really an afterthought. So, I was impressed by the way these two teams came dialed in and played impressive, some physical, good football,
Right. I still, and you go back, I got receipts, and you go back and look when we did our predictions. I said, Kansas City will win.
Yeah.
But I really wanted San Fran to win. And I will still say that because they were so sad, bro. Like everybody was so sad when they did not win. Yeah. And Kansas City had they had excitement, but it was like the conceited excitement, how many can you win? Like they wouldn't have been as hurt if they would have lost, they wouldn't have looked as hurt as San Fran looked last night. Them boys looked lost out there, man.
Man, we did make some good predictions. I think I did say the game would be won by 3 points. I did say that. And I did pick Kansas City now. Oh, y'all, I'll give your boy some credit, Mr. Pick 6. Hey, if you betting online or anywhere you got all that, I better tune in week to week. got the answers for y'all, man. You got the answers for y'all.
Right.
But what about that freak accident, man? If y'all didn't see the freak accident that happened to Dre Greenlaw coming into the game, it was kind of weird, man. And he was trying to run on the field. He was excited and he slipped. And those things you can't foresee playing in the NFL, which is very terrible and unfortunate for us players. But we always have stories to relate to things. That's why we're here to tell y'all and say what needs to be said and give y'all experience within ourselves and what they're going through out there on the field. And EP, the truth, he had some unfortunate situations playing ball. You know, he had a couple of unfortunate situations. One of them was serious, and then one of them was a little funny. You know, one of them he got hurt, and one of them he didn't get hurt. He thought it was hurt. Tell us about it, man. Tell us about your unfortunate situations, my brother.
If just for people that don't know about the play, because I was watching it last night live, and I told one of my friends, I'm like, hey, a similar situation like that happened to me when I was playing. And the main thing is he's just on the sideline and he's ready to go out on the field. And it's like he blew a flat tire. Like he just fell down like a sniper shot him in the leg. And it's like, what happened? Like nobody touched him. Nobody's around him. And I think it got a lot to do with what you just said too, with freak accidents like that. When you take time off, right? You think you need a lot of rest, or you're working too hard. You just don't know how your muscles and ligaments and tendons react, right? And you want to do everything right, but sometimes you just don't know what happened. So he might have just turned the wrong way and bam, I think it's his Achilles. They didn't confirm it yet, but they think it's a torn Achilles from just running on the field without touching no one. My situation was like that when I played with the Orlando Magic back in 2008, I think.
Orlando Magic or Orlando Predators?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Not
no
Orlando
way you
Magic.
Basketball. It's not even, woo, we already talked about that basketball. EP ain't playing no basketball unless he can get the boards. He can box out.
I can box out, get rebounds, and I can play defense. That's about it, though. But with the Orlando Predator Arena League team, you know they have turf. So I never played on turf. So I jump up in the air. I see, honestly, let me give you the real story. I see a small guy. I'm on kickoff team. I see a small guy look over.
It's his first game. He hadn't played football in about 2 years?
About 2 or 3 years.
He was so excited. He was ready to take.
I don't even know if I was that excited. It was just, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to act like I was
excited. Maybe your family and friends was more excited than you were. Go figure.
Right. Y'all was excited watching, like my dog back out there. I'm like, let me get through this arena so I can get back to the league. I jump up. I look, do the high knee jump. And when I come down, my knee gives out. I have no clue what's wrong. And I still don't know, son. I still have no clue until one of my teammates was like, oh, what the? And I look like, what? And my knee, this my knee, it was like over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that part. So your teammate really pointed it out to you? Because I remember you tried to jump, and you jumped again, and he was like, something ain't feeling right. And then your teammate showed you?
Yeah, because when I laid down, he saw my knee pretty much out of socket or displaced. Basically, this your knee, mine was like up here. This out of place. Devastating. And then when you have that traumatic of an injury, you can't even really feel it, to be real with you. And so that was it. And then the other one you talking about, Utah State. That was real. That was I was running to the ball. I'm trying to get the.
We in college now. We in college now. We on the same team. We on the same team.
Same team. UCF. We up there playing Utah State, and this old lineman coming, bam, hit me on the back of my knee. Never saw him. I just knew my knee was blown out. It was a wrap, and that's when I was coming off the field like, Zun, get him, dog. You was like,
hey, he limping and stuff like his knee was really messed up. Hey, we was so mad. We was like, yeah, dog, we finna get him. Man, this joker came back out about the third quarter. The next quarter came back out like nothing was wrong.
No.
You had tape on. You think you had
no, I tried to come back out, but I didn't. And remember our guy, our teammate, what his name? Josh McKibben.
Yeah.
Was like, EP, are you playing? I'm like, no, I can't go. Why? I was like, I'm hurt. How you hurt and you out?
I think, at that time too, just knowing you, it was probably in your mind that Dude hit me in the back of my knee. I'm hurt, regardless of what really happened to my knee. You know what I mean? So,
well, here's the other thing. It's a knee. I'm trying to go to the league, right? It's UCF. We don't really have the state of the art technology to know if I'm out here on a torn MCL or not. So they like, go out here, fight through it. I'm like, I could be doing damage, right?
Did you shed any tears walking off the field?
I don't remember.
I think we might have saw a little something.
If I did, it's because my feelings was hurt, not so much as how my D was hurt. My feelings was hurt.
Can you imagine that running off the field? Hey, you really think you hurt? Boy, you think your knee gone.
You know who did cry? Who was so mad? It's Coach Up. You don't remember Coach Up on that sideline?
Oh yeah. And his coach was the equalizer for him, boy. Hey, well, you best with EP, boy. You getting equalized quick. Coach Up. He actually played in the NFL, played cornerback, but that's a whole different story. But let me get into a funny moment in the game. That was very funny to me, right? This was a very funny moment. If y'all don't remember the deep pass in the first half from Mahomes to McCauley, right? McCauley Hartman. It looked like it was a clear interception. There was two safeties back there. We had Tashawn Gibson and then Jahiri, number 27, right? Mm-hmm. And if y'all don't remember playing Madden back in the day, you got the guy covered and everything. The ball was in the air. Y'all remember that play I can't remember the exact play, but it was in the first half, and it was a big play. It looked like two people had to play the cover. And Tashawn, they go up, the ball goes up, and he looked like he's looking for the ball. As soon as the ball comes down, I don't know if y'all can still hear me good. I'm moving away from the mic. But as soon as the ball goes up and it starts to come down, it looked like Tashawn Gibson gets pulled away from the ball. I'm like, is this real, man? That was a clear interception. How in the world did he not intercept that ball? It was just so weird to me. I don't know if everybody's seen that play because I'm a cornerback, obviously, and I'm a DB, so I see those things like that. So that was funny. If y'all saw that play, man, y'all type in the comments or send a salute, man. That was pretty funny to me. I don't know what he was thinking. I think he tried to turn his head and thought the ball was coming from a different side, but whatever, man. That was pretty funny.
That's what you call football eyes.
Yeah.
Because 90% of the people watching other stuff.
Right. you can't see that.
Right.
But man, did y'all see well, let's talk about first before we get into some juicy stuff, right? I was impressed about. And I'm always impressed with Patrick Mahomes. Who is not being impressed with Mahomes? And we talking about San Francisco 49ers not being able to kill a mosquito with an axe. Giving up a 10-point lead over and over and over. Just constantly losing Super Bowl, giving up the lead, right? When you have somebody down, you got to know how to step on them and kill a mosquito with an axe, basically. You're not playing mediocre. You're not going to play down to their level. You're going to continue to execute. You're going to continue to just beat them down. I'm not giving up, no mercy. I'm not letting you wave the white flag. So with Patrick Mahomes, I'm very impressed by, his maturity, and he understands and recognizes the situation in the game and what's at stake. And you could see his urgency when he was trying to turn it up a little bit here and there. And the commentators and atmosphere and everybody seems like he looks like he's a little frustrated trying to get everything done. And he looks like he's a little too anxious and needs to settle down some. But I know he has those things in his mind of dynasty. Let me beat Tom Brady. Let me have more Super Bowls than Tom Brady. But I'd like that urgency that he shows within himself. And of course, it carries on to this team. And those are the things that help them achieve that comeback and being able to persevere when you're down 10 points to such a good team. And that's a very good defense to be able to win. You seen when the game first started, how physical that San Francisco defense is, and Bosa, man, they play some good ball. Mahomes is just that guy, man. Mahomes is that guy.
Man, listen, when he got the ball, right, with 1 minute and 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
You just automatically, you kind of go into Tom Brady mode, or you're more so thinking, y'all already lost the game. Y'all gave the ball. It should have did whatever you could not to leave the ball in his hand. That's what he's getting paid over $50 million a year to do, is to deliver in those moments.
He gonna deliver those moments, boy. You have to know that's the guy. You got to take away the guy, man. I know it's hard to take away that guy, but go ahead, brother.
Right.
Go ahead.
No. So no, I'm sitting there like everybody's kind of in tune. You got some San Fran fans, you got some KC fans, but I'm like, game is over. Like, he's going down and scoring. Like, it's just this is what football is about.
Everybody believe that. Everybody believe that. You know what I mean? Like, you give Mahomes the ball. Andy Reid is deferring for a reason. And that's Andy Reid's new secret weapon. That's a part of Andy Reid that is changing. People don't understand, and I keep emphasizing, and maybe he changed this way before I started recognizing this, but the way they play football, this concept, deferring the ball and letting the defense go out first just says a lot for Andy, because he's anxious to get his offense out there and run that script, that 15-play script. But he understands now, if my defense can go out and stop your offense, and your defense is supposed to be the top defense in the league, man, what kind of momentum and what kind of atmosphere are we creating in this? You put your best team out there, and you couldn't stop us. You understand what I'm saying? So,
I mean, it gave me vibes, bro, of the back in the day when Jordan used to get the ball with 23 seconds left on the clock. You just kind of, and they down by one. You just kind of know he's gonna either score, get to the foul line, he's gonna do something. Everybody in the whole world knew it. Same thing last night, man. Mahomes got it. I'm like, yeah, this is about it. If he would have had like 14 seconds, you like, all right, game over. But you gave this man over a minute.
Yeah,
it was gonna happen.
But let me say, have to throw to a
premier player.
I know you're a defensive end, and you're not used to scoring touchdowns and getting game-winning touchdowns and stuff like that. But I want to know from you, and that's Super Bowl. I know you ain't never played in the Super Bowl either, but just think of the biggest moment of your life. I know you haven't scored touchdowns and you don't know how it feels. But what does that feeling have to feel like for Macaulay Hartman to be on the receiving end of that stick? Huh?
Miko. He might get mad at you calling him Miko. Just two syllables.
Oh, just Miko. I'm sorry, Miko.
There you go.
Macaulay Hartman. Macaulay Hartman on the receiving end of that stick to get that game-winning touchdown from Mahomes in the biggest game of all of their lives at that moment. Man, that has to be a crazy feeling. It's just like that. It's just the luck of the draw. Now I'm that much more popular. I'm that much more richer. I'm that much more famous. Everybody want to interview. Everybody want to see me just because the play call they designed for me and they called my number. Man, can you imagine if that was you, EP, scoring a touchdown? How would that feel? Because he said he blacked out when he called. He was like, I'm getting the game-winning touchdown. And he say, after he caught the ball, he say he blacked out. So you got to think, man, that is a big moment, man, for a lot of people, man, for everybody.
First, he's all over the news. You wake up at 7 a.m. this morning. He's on a Today Show, CBS. He's the hero, right? But for Miko, I'm thinking he kind of started off pretty good. Like, he was a real part of that offense. Then he went to the Jets. He went to the Jets. So he said he went through some stuff, got traded to the Jets, but luckily they brought him back. I guess that's why it's always good to be a good character, because you never know. You don't leave grudgingly. You go off to this other team. It ain't working out for whatever reason. They bring you back, and you end up winning the Super Bowl game. I think it was a huge thing. I think, and that's what I try to tell my kids, like, you got to practice so much, make things repetitive, that you do it by nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have to think about it. I really think that pass he caught was no different from the pass he catch in practice. He just went. You know what I mean? He probably just put his hands up, son.
It's repetitive, like
ball
you say.
coming to me.
Muscle memory. It's muscle memory. It's repetitive. You know, it's easy. You know,
so he didn't understand at that moment the magnitude of what happened. But yeah, I was never even close to that kind of moment. I never even made the playoffs in high school, college. That's 8 years, or NFL. That's 12 years of never playing one postseason game ever. So I don't know how that worked out. It's weird. I just always been on.
But like you said, now he wake up, man. He all over the news everywhere. Everybody calling him congratulations. It seemed like he won the game by himself just because he was on the receiving end of the stick just to get that winning touchdown. They dialed his number up, man. So,
but tell me this though,
huh?
I never played it, but you have, and let's just say, you could take away. Just don't even say Super Bowl right now. Just say you play against Payton Manning when y'all was playing. Was it the AFC Championship?
Yeah, AFC Championship for sure.
And you got that pick six.
Yeah,
and you took it in for a pick. What is that moment like? You got to think this is the big Peyton Manning at that time is Patrick Mahomes trying to win the game, and somebody which you don't see too often, people picking off Patrick Mahomes and going pick six, but that's another story. Right. So you pick six Peyton Manning when he's trying to score. How does that feel? And you take it in that home stadium.
In the heart of the game, man. It was one of the craziest feelings ever. Like you said, that was the Patrick Mahomes back in our day. That was the Peyton Manning. So once I got my hand on the ball and I'm running past and I see him chasing me, it was like everything processing in your mind so quick. The greatest quarterback ever. You just intercepted. Now you're going for a touchdown. All the things you believed in yourself and thought about yourself, something it's true. You know, you didn't get caught up in not believing what people around you tried to make you believe. You knew what you was doing and all your technique and everything was on point, and it's showing in front of everybody. It was like, man, such a wonderful feeling, man. It's unexplainable. And then it's like you feel like all the tension, everybody in the world at that moment is looking at you, all about you for a quick 5 to 10 seconds. That's how you feel. And you just command the stadium. You can make everybody say, you can make everybody say, stop. You say freeze. Everybody will freeze. It's like you got 5 to 10 seconds of power just to do anything you want. So it's one of those feelings, man. And it's just a great feeling. And like you said, to do it against such a great player, a historical player, is monumental for me, man. So people didn't like that, and I know they didn't like Asante Samuel doing all that and messing up the future of the business of the NFL and all that, because Asante Samuel, I don't know, y'all don't want to put me in the Hall of Fame and give me everything I deserve. I understand, but don't worry. God put me right up in here to mix everything up against y'all for y'all. I'm just right here to mix everything up. Y'all want to put people in the Hall of Fame, you got to go around me, do all that. Yeah, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here loud and proud, baby.
Hey, one thing about that Hall of Fame, though, I will say this. I'm looking at it, and I will say it's getting a little weird. And I'm not throwing shade at nobody else who's in there. But all of a sudden, they don't pick a cornerback this year. Because now I'm starting to wonder what cornerback would they put in there besides you. So it's getting kind of weird. And then it's people we play with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting to see Andre Johnson. I played with Andre Johnson at the Florida-Georgia All-Star game out of high school. So I'm starting to see Devin Hester. I'm starting to see people we play with. I'm like, yeah, they got to come get my dog son at some point. I just got one request, is to let me be the guy that speak on
you introduce me. You introduce
it's coming, brother. It's coming.
You gotta, as long as you entertain the people, you know me. I like to have some fun. I want to talk some SHIT. I want to entertain. You know me. They're gonna let me on the stage, and you know what? You be the right person to. Hey, Mr. EP, the truth. He's walking me on the stage. My good, wholesome brother right here. He gonna make sure everything's on point. We good. You know what I mean? They're going to let us on because of you.
We going to be good, buddy. Oh, man.
Hey, but, on another note, right? What in the world was Travis Kelce thinking in the middle of the game, bumping into my guy, Mr. Andy Reid, like that? Man, do you think the fame and the notoriety is getting to Travis Kelce's head, and, you know, it's too much attention, it's too much, and I'm feeling like I'm more than I really am. I think I'm more powerful. You know, talk to me about that. What is going through your mind or his mind when he feel like he can go up, bump the coach and tell the coach, keep me in the game or give me the ball?
Right. I think it's back to what we talked about, but this on the mental side. So when we talked about Mecole Hardman, you kind of repetitive, you keep doing things and it's natural. I think that's a natural reaction that he has from his mind of where he's at in the world as far as power to be able to not have that barrier of respect between your head coach and a player. So for you to react, I don't think he mentally was like, I'm gonna go bully Andy Reid. I think he's just like passionate, and you react and you forget that there's boundaries to this and levels, and it becomes disrespectful. So, like you said, I've never seen that before. Like, pull up on the coach, like, oh, what you thinking? Where your mind's at? It's like he lost it for a second.
Like he lost it for a second. Like you say, it's boundaries and things like that. And what gets to you in that moment that make you feel like you can run up on a coach or predict or have the say so of what should be going on? And I think it was a run play. It wasn't even like a pass play. It was a run play. And I think that's when Pacheco got tackled and they fumbled the ball, if I understand correctly. So it was like you clearly showing you besides yourself, and you think you more than what you really are. Nobody's bigger than the game. First and foremost, no one person is ever going to be bigger than the game. So don't get beside yourself and get banned and kicked out from the game. Because I know Andy Reid. Andy Reid, he forgives, but he never forget. Let me tell you one thing about Mr. Andy Reid. He don't really hold grudges, but he never forget. And let me tell you, what he don't like, he don't like. And I'm not saying you, Mr. Travis Kelce, ever fit up in that category, but you know, he already commented about the situation. Mr. Coach Andy Reid, you know, my guy, he said, you know, I love that guys want to play football. And that's, you know, that's the correct politically correct way to state it. And that's what Andy Reid is going to do. He's never going to try to bash his players or talk down to his players. He's going to have his players back. But like I said, he will never forget what happened. And man, that's not a good look, man. That's not a good look. Maybe it's Travis Kelce going to be his last year. Going to be Travis Kelce last year, and you're going to retire after this year, man.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I got a question for you. Let's go, you know, street, you know how they say, you know, you could do it. You think he would have did that to Dan Campbell?
Man, no, yeah. You see, he got a point.
Tell about.
Bullies
you think he would have did
that? Bullies pick and choose, you understand? Bullies, they know who to pick and choose on. Dan Campbell would have had a reaction. It wouldn't even have been, it would have been a straight reaction, and it would have been like, what's going on the sideline? So, that's one reason he understand he couldn't do that. You got to do that to certain people, man. He definitely.
Hey, how about Mike Vrabel? You think Vrabel your old teammate?
Mike Vrabel would have choke slammed him right there, and would have been a reaction. He's a wrestler. He's an athlete. He say they were scared because he's big. Like, listen, man. You know, bullies pick and choose. They know who to mess with, and you shouldn't have bumped my guy Andy like that, man. That was crazy, man. That was crazy.
Hey, Michelle talked to my sister, wrote in there. She's like, he's allowing the Taylor Swift fame to go to his head.
Yeah,
he think he's go there.
Yeah, he think he's bigger than what he really is. This is a football game. This is a multi-billion, trillion-dollar industry, and you think you can come out here and embarrass this industry and bump into a coach and disrespect the policies and all that thing, and they ain't gonna let that slide? Man, they're gonna remember that, man.
I can see that.
Hey. That's a lesson to all us, men, women, kids, adults. Never let the fame get to us. Never get beside ourselves. Never think we're bigger than life. Never get too high. That's my thing. Never be too high. Never get too high. Never get too low. Always stay right there in life, and you won't have no problems, baby. You won't have no problems. You understand?
I can see that though. I can see if you look at the history, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you like he never had an erratic moment before this year. All of a sudden he had one, and he's dating one of the most famous people in the world. Maybe it does have an impact on how he's thinking and thinking he got more power than what he has. So I can see that.
All right. Got the halftime show. What everybody be waiting on. You waiting on halftime show. People waiting on commercials. Some people waiting on the game. So now we're here at the halftime show. We had the halftime show, and it's pretty much an Atlanta concert. You got the Lil Jon. You got Usher. You got Jermaine Dupri, had everybody confused. We're gonna get into that. Then wasn't sure who came out there, and he had Ludacris and a few other people.
Right.
But the biggest moment of the halftime show, and I gotta know. Tell me your thoughts, EP. Mm-hmm. Usher Raymond, Mr. Usher, Mr. I don't know, I Steal Your Girl, whatever, Mr. Lover Man, all that stuff. Him hugging Alicia Keys in the middle of a performance. Was that appropriate or inappropriate?
I think it's a part of his act. I actually think it's appropriate. I think of it like a movie. I'm here to do a job. So you can't say if you're doing a movie, right? And this is your job, you're getting paid to put on a show and you kiss another lady.
Oh my Lord, I can't even think about that. Oh my Lord.
It's
finish.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish.
Well, yeah. Hey, brother, maybe it's a reason you're not an actor. Because that's part of the show. That's what he does.
Oh my Lord. I can't even think of it. Go finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I get it. So I'm pretty sure they rehearsed that, and Swiss Beats was there when they hugged.
Oh my Lord. No.
Everybody's surprised, but this is his man. You know, Usher, you know what's gonna happen when you get on that stage with Usher.
No.
Every time.
That's what you think happened. They rehearsed that. Swiss Beats noticed that was about to happen. All that was about to go on.
Yep. You didn't see his response. His response was like, I don't know what y'all hating on. That was great. One of the best shows all time.
Oh my goodness. Is that what he said? Oh, we're gonna have to pull that clip up. We have to pull that one up. Oh my goodness. I can't. This is different. The way she enjoyed it, it was a performance. Maybe she enjoyed the performance, but the way he grabbed her from behind and they was smiling and lovey-dovey and skin and clothes on clothes was just a lot of affection. Like I say, I don't know if I'm mature enough for that point in my life. I'm still a little too ignorant. Maybe I got a little more time to grow. But that was I can't even get the words out. That was pretty inappropriate to me. That was too inappropriate to me. If that was rehearsed and planned, okay, everybody knew about it. But what if it wasn't? What if it was a surprise and he just came up behind her and hugged her and they having a great time? Like what if that was the scenario? Like, yeah, he of course. And what if he didn't know? What would he say? Is he gonna come out and play as if he did know? Or is he gonna come out and say, hey, homie, blah, blah this and blah, blah that. When I see you, this and that and the other, or is he gonna play it off because he don't wanna take that embarrassment? You know, you got to think about all those things because that was juicy right there. That was juicy.
Now we all talk, and everybody has their goals, right? And everybody's aware.
Yeah.
So the mere fact that we're talking about it right now, probably knew it was going to be a viral moment, and it was going to bring in bucks. So you can't discount anything in this world. What I'm gonna recommend you not to do is don't ever take your girl, your wife, to the Usher show, because I think they're coming to Miami, and sit her on that couch over there while he's singing. Don't do it.
Hey, we got rules and regulations. You come over here, my wife, her leg work real good. She gonna throw a kick out there real quick. So hey, you come over here thinking you want to dance and hug up on, hey, you're gonna get kicked, and I don't know what's gonna happen after that. So I don't know. You better pick the right ones, Usher. You know, that's my disclaimer. We got a kick action. When I do like that, she kick. So
So do you think it was planned or not planned? Which one you leaning towards?
You know, it's just hard for me. Obviously, it looked totally planned and rehearsed and all that, but it just caught me off surprise. And yeah, it was planned. But in my head, I'm just sitting back and got in my head that it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. Like it's just like I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not mature enough for that world. Yeah, I'm not mature enough for that world. Maybe in a couple more years when I get a little older, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you know the funny part too? Did you see when Jermaine Dupri came out? Oh, man, there's so many memes and stuff on Twitter going off about Jermaine Dupri, man. That was so funny. Bro, at first, I ain't gonna lie. When he first came out, I thought it was CeeLo. And I was jamming. I'm like, wait, that's Jermaine Dupri? It was like, man, it's funny how fast we change and start aging and your body starts shrinking and you get shorter and stuff like that start happening the older you get. That stuff comes fast. Hey, if y'all don't understand, the older you get, start taking your vitamins, stay healthy, drink your water, eat natural stuff from the earth. And yeah, you got to watch over yourself the older you get because you start shrinking like Jermaine Dupri out here, man. So
hey, let me tell you what's funny. And I know you're going to picture this. This is almost like an inside joke, but I'm going to say it anyway. So we sitting there watching the game, and you know our buddy, Big Trav Walker, boxer. He sees Jermaine Dupri Then he sees Jermaine Dupri's socks with them loafers on. Trav puts his shoes on and say, all right, man, that's enough. I'm out. And leaves. I don't see him again.
I 100% believe that too. Somebody clicked in his head like, man, I can't watch this dumb fool, man. I'm finna leave before I end up doing something crazy. You know, he got a habit of walking away. Our homeboy is a ex-professional boxer, boxed on HBO, all that stuff. He got a little CTE, man. He got a little CTE like us, but his might be worse, you know what I mean? So he got a habit of leaving us just in the middle of the event. He might be in the club, be out at the restaurant, be out hanging out. He's just gonna tell you he leaving because something he don't agree with. You might not even know what he don't agree with.
He rode with you. It's not like he drove.
He just walk off in the dark. He just leaves in the dark. He keep walking and just disappears. I saw it, I promise you. And you could go chase after him, everything. He's just gonna disappear. I promise you. You're gonna worry about him and see if he's all right. In the morning, you're gonna worry. You worried. He ain't gonna answer first thing in the morning because he like to get tipsy. You be real tipsy. So you gotta wait till afternoon to even call to make sure he all right because the phone dead and all that other stuff is going on. He's crazy.
And when you talk to him, everything's just fine. Like
just fine. He don't even remember what happened. He don't even remember. He can't even tell you. It's like, what is going on, Trav? This is crazy, man. This is crazy. But Super Bowl commercials, man, one of the most favorite parts of the Super Bowl for a lot of people. And one of those people was my mother, rest her soul. She couldn't wait to see those commercials, man. And she was always telling me about the commercials. And I'm like, why are you telling me about the commercials? The game is played. And she's just excited about the commercials. So now I'm caught up in the commercials. I'm a commercial man when it comes to the NFL Super Bowl. And did you pay attention to commercials? Tell me what you thought about or any of your favorite commercial that came on.
I only saw one. I was kind of entertaining a group of people watching the game. So the only one I saw really, and I don't even know if it was a new one, was the Aquaman guy. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Yeah,
he was on the commercial, man. The Aquaman guy, and they were dancing and stuff. That was pretty cool. I saw that one.
Y'all must have had too much entertainment over there, man. You didn't see the Tom Brady, the Matt Damon, the J-Lo, Fat Joe, Duncan Kings commercial. Oh man, they were so lit, man. I think that was the best commercial right there. They bought them all, and what I said: Matt Damon, Tom Brady, Fat Joe, J-Lo, Ben Affleck, and like I said, Tom Brady, J-Lo, and Fat Joe recording doing a little recording session. They got Ben Affleck, he the leading artist, Tom Brady in the back. And man, they was going off. They was swagging. So I thought that was called Duncan Kings. I thought that was the best commercial. That was pretty much the best commercial. That was a really, really they put that together well. And then Mr. T had a commercial. So I like to see Mr. T. He's still doing good. I'm a Mr. T fan. Back in the day when they had the A-team, they had to knock him out to put him on the plane. So I'm a big Mr. T guy. I pity the fool.
That's what we got. That's what we got to do to you.
I pity the fool. Y'all don't say what needs to be said. I pity the fool. So shout out to Mr. T, man. We still see you out there, baby.
We got to knock you out. We got to put knock you out and put you on the plane just to get you to go out the country.
Yeah, you get me go 8 hours or more on the plane. You better give me something that's gonna put me down, boy, because I'm gonna be the most aggravatingest person you ever seen on that plane, man. It's crazy.
Hey, but listen. So I saw it. I didn't see it, but I saw it on social media. Did you see Kanye West's commercial? He said he bought a commercial spot for $7 million and he put zero money into the commercial. All he showed was Yeezy.com for you to go buy his stuff.
Oh no, I missed that one.
Yeah, I missed that one. And all his stuff is $20 on there. Because I went on there. It worked. Because I went on there and it's $20. Yeah.
Oh,
got me to go.
So you saw the commercial?
Oh, only on social media.
Oh, you saw it after the fact. I'm about to say that must have been drink time for me. I had to go pour a drink or something like that. I don't know how I missed that one. Got some interrupted service or something like that. Right. But hey, switching gears, right? We got Shedeur Sanders and Sean Lewis. If y'all don't remember, Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback for Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, Coach Prime's son. And Sean Lewis was the old offensive coordinator and he's now going. I can't remember the team he's going to.
I forgot.
So now, we finally. Before I made some comments and I was asking Coach Prime why he ain't keeping it real with us and telling us the situation, what they had, what went down with Sean Lewis, and why he's not there no more, because he was saying he was an open book, and he was keep it real with us, and he tell us everything that's going on. So I was curious about the Sean Lewis situation, and I might have used some harsh word, or I might have came too strong with my point, but now we finally have some understanding of what went down. And if y'all haven't heard the clip, we're gonna play the clip of Shedeur Sanders finally breaking down. But he's basically saying that with Sean Lewis, he wasn't able to get comfortable and play the game the way he likes to be played. He wants everything to be for sure, for certain, and permanent. He doesn't like too many choice routes. Because when you go choice routes, think about it like this: you go 10 yards, and if the man is on the right, you break left. The man is on the left, you break right. He wants it for sure and definite. He wants to know that you're going to break right every time, and this guy's going to break left, and that can make him be definite. And I can understand that to a certain extent. And I seen, now that he says that, I seen in this play why he was moving around and
holding on to the ball a little bit.
Yeah, not being so firm in the pocket, not being so confident in the pocket, and we call it jitter feet. He having jitter feet, instead of standing there and delivering, because he wasn't sure which way, or was it going to be a left route or a right route, because it was an option route. Now, like I said, I can understand why Coach Prime, he didn't come out and give an explanation, of why he demoted the offensive coordinator. Then offensive coordinator Sean Lewis. It was his son. His son wasn't comfortable, and him and Coach Prime probably communicated to the coach Sean Lewis about putting in different concepts and plays to help Shedeur get more comfortable in that offense. And it probably was met with resistance. And then I understand, like I said, Coach Prime probably didn't want to come out and seem too harsh, and like he was, firing people. So it was kind of like a demotion to help his son, But you got to understand this too. We can only bend so much to help our kids. And we saw a clip from Tom. We're gonna talk about that later on. But for Shedeur, the way he wants to play offense right now, it may be cool right now, but when you get to the next level, you have to make those options. You have to make those reads, and you have to build that confidence within your teammates and that camaraderie, so y'all believe in each other and understand, I know you're going to be where you need to be when it's time to be there, because that's the way the game, that's the only way you can be successful in the NFL. You have to have 3 and 4 different options, plays, routes, route combinations, check with me's, and that's what you're going to have to adjust to. So, but I was, like I said, I'm happy and I'm excited because we're able to get a little context of what went down with the Sean Lewis situation. Now we have a little more understanding, and we don't know the end result. We only consume, but like I said, Shedeur Sanders, he came out and said, the choice routes was too much for him. He liked those definite routes, and I can't wait to see how this season going. And that's what and the other thing he said to Pat Schumer, the new offensive coordinator who has NFL experience, he adjusts to his thing. And I think that's important too. Right. Quarterbacks come out and they're saying they talk to their offensive coordinator and their coaches and explain how they like things to be done and ran. And then a lot of times you met with resistance. But the quarterback is the one playing the game. They see things differently than the coach. And I think you should lean towards the players and give them what they want, especially a quarterback. And, I just had to put that out there. And so shout out to Shedeur Sanders for recognizing that. And, we seen that in the game. So hopefully that gets better.
I think you do want your quarterback comfortable, but you do want him to be able to expand the playbook a little bit outside of his comfort. So it's a median ground. So sometimes when you got a new coach or a new situation, like this is what we need, we're going to have this choice route. Maybe you go from 3 choice routes to 1 choice route. Like your only choice route is going to be the tight end in the middle. It's different stuff they can do. But what is evident is that, like you say, he had the jittery feet and he held onto the ball a little bit last year, which was evident. So it's like, is he trying to read something, trying to force it?
Right.
And third, it's a terrible O-line. So you had 3 negatives going against you in that offense last year.
Right.
And hopefully the coach can come in and build Shedeur up to where he's comfortable making plays, efficient plays, and being ahead of the game. You know what it is. You know, football talk. He's playing from behind instead of ahead. So now if he plays ahead of the game, pretty much like how Tom Brady plays, it'll help him in the game and that offense out a whole lot more. And the offensive line doesn't have to be as premier when the quarterback knows exactly where he's going with the ball.
Yeah, I love his humility, and that's the type of leadership he showed and displays. And he says, he doesn't really like to put the blame on nobody. He wants to put it all on himself. If it's anybody's fault, he wants it to be his fault. And that says a lot about a young man and the leader of a team. Put it on me, and if it doesn't go right, at least I know it's my fault and I can fix it. So that was very impressive. That was very impressive.
Right.
Now, Russell Wilson. If y'all ain't heard Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos are talking about restructuring his contract, trying to work things out after all the craziness been going on with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. The cussing out on the sideline. I don't even want to get too deep, you know what I mean? Going off on him, berating him, belittling him, whatever you want to call it. Your franchise quarterback, EP. As the franchise quarterback on the team, your head coach goes off on you, embarrasses you on the sideline, yells at you as if you're his teenage kid or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're making $50 million a year or $40 million a year. Is this relationship able to be amended, or it's over with?
It can, but it's on my terms. In my term is we're not renegotiating anything. Like, why? Me renegotiating, what's you got to tell me, why are we renegotiating? What's the viewpoint? How's it going to help
because
me?
I want to retire here. I want to be here for the remainder of my career.
Well, obviously, if he's renegotiating, it's because he wants to. It's probably because he don't want to take his kids out of school right now, and he just put them in that system. So, bro, you laugh every time I talk about Russell Wilson. He just got the family set up over there, and CCO here like, I just got these boys in the school zone. I like with the private school.
One thing about the mamas, boy, they don't play about that damn school and them school zone. Well, you cannot take them out and put them back in. For me, I don't care. You can be there 2 months. We can go on to another one for another 2 months, and then we need to leave again. We go to another one for another 2 months.
But she ain't trying to move, so he probably like, well, I stay. So what's on the table now? If you asking me, what's the motivation? And I'm talking agent talk. How's this helping me? What is going to help the team? Man, forget all that. How's it going to help me? Well, we'll release some salary cap room to sign more players and get you more weapons.
Right.
Yeah, but how's that going to help me? You know what I'm saying? Like, because y'all not doing this to other quarterbacks that making $50 million. So I wouldn't do it. I like I said, I would stay. I'm cool with working out. I'm the type of guy. I can talk to a man and work out anything. If there's no respect, we just gonna acknowledge that there's no respect. We're not gonna cover it up.
That's you. What about Russell?
We just talked about it. School.
Right.
Right.
Let me say. For me, like you say, it would have to be on my terms. You can never say never, right? For my first instinct is like, this relationship is not gonna pan out because I have a lot of ill will towards you. But once again, money is money, business is business. But for me, it has to be on my terms, and I'm gonna show you that I have some type of authority over you to make myself feel wanted or feel loved the way I need to feel loved. So there's gonna be a little pushback when it comes to our relationship, and you're gonna have to deal with it in order for this to work. So that's the only way. Obviously, the money is the biggest thing that can mend this relationship, but other than that, you're gonna have to take a lot of sitting back and me showing that I have a little authority-ness over you to make me feel better, because the way you made me feel and berated me and belittled me and things like that last year, I can't just come in here and make you feel like you have that over me, and I'm supposed to be the franchise quarterback of this team. I'm Russell Wilson. I got to stand up and act like I'm Russell Wilson. I am him. If you don't act like you, Russell Wilson, who's supposed to be Russell Wilson, the Super Bowl champ, married to Seattle, they're going to treat you like that. We already talked about life. Men, we got to earn our respect in this life. So if you don't earn the respect, you can make your money, but you can still going to get treated like a little teenage kid. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? That's just me. Everybody do what you do. You know, that was just me. And, you know, maybe that's why I didn't play 15 years.
Right. But you do know back in the day what they used to say on every single team. Hey, guys, come on, guys. We only as strong as our weakest link. So guess who's the weakest link on the Denver Broncos? It's Russell Wilson.
The quarterback, bro. How you want me to come out here and run on the field and go to war? You want me to go to war? And our sergeant is the weakest link? Like, what the? You know what, coach? I'm finna do something crazy. I'm finna get rid of our weakest link and we finna run out here by ourselves. You know what I mean?
Right. Let's don't get it twisted. So that is not a good scenario for him. I think once respect is lost, bro, and I know you feel me on this. Once respect as a man is lost, it's probably time. Once he cussed me out, it was probably time for me to go somewhere else. So y'all trade me. Like, it was time for me to act crazy, like rebellious or something. I don't care what y'all talk about, especially if I already got guaranteed money. It's nothing to talk about, and you're not gonna talk to me like that. So, but we're talking Russell Wilson. He's different. They got the right one. They did it for a reason.
Hit a little different. We talking about Russell Wilson. Right. Now, with this last thing with Patrick Mahomes, right? We got Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl champ, 3 Super Bowls in what? 10 years, first 7 years, something like that?
5 years, something like
5 years. And they talking about the dynasty. They're on their way to a dynasty. Yes, they're doing all those great things. Like I said before, with Donovan McNabb, Andy Reid should have won more Super Bowls. But, you know, who's to blame for that situation? We don't know. Now, Patrick Mahomes, he's thinking about the future. And when they think about the future in dynasty, what the first thing they think? Belichick and Tom Brady. Well, it seems like this Belichick-Brady thing is like a cloud over everybody's head, and they continue to bring them up as if things they did was, let's say, different, that made a difference. And Patrick Mahomes says he wants to restructure his contract and take and have the cap-friendly hits like Tom Brady, so they can bring in more athletes and continue to win. Don't everybody understand that was not going on? They just was being cheap with Tom Brady. Tom Brady either took what they gave him or he would have been gone, and he wouldn't have never known about no dynasty, and he wouldn't have had all those Super Bowls. So get rid of that approach. Stop thinking that was the way over there. And Patrick Mahomes, get your money. They're going to pay whoever they need to pay around you, and that will happen. Yeah. If anything, if your cap number, I don't know how it works, you can break it down. If your cap number $45 million, tell them to give you 40 up front and then 5 in salary. There you go. And that's how you lower your cap hit. But don't be talking about you want to take less money so you can sign more people, because that was not what was going on. Right now, they probably under the cap $100 million right now. You know, they're not trying to spend the money. That was Bill's purpose. If y'all ain't seen the whole strategy of how he dealt and picked his players and stuff like that. So, man, we got to get rid of that scenario and that cloud over everybody's head with the Belichick and Tom Brady stuff.
Yeah. That way of thinking is a little weird, and because I got a little bit behind the scenes as an agent, but just imagine this. It's an imaginary ceiling on how much you could make. It's imaginary, though, because technically this is a multi-billion-dollar company. They can pay anybody what they want, but they put rules and said everything has a cap, which is maybe $200 million per team. So when the NFL says, hey, take less money so your team can be better, it really don't make, it's not advantageous for the actual player. Because the team has multi-billion dollars. Just pay the man the money. But we all go by the rules. I'm just saying, whenever you get caught up in it, understand that ain't it. So what I'm assuming that he would do, and what I would recommend athletes to do, is like you say, I'm making $50 million this year, or I get a $200 million contract, 4 year, $200 million, $50 million a year. Hey, we taking a big hit on year 3. We're gonna give you this in signing bonus. We're gonna give you, like you say, $45 million today, because that won't count against our cap number of $200 million for this year. I know it's getting technical, but it was on. If you ever want to be an NFL agent, this is exactly what's on the test. So, yes, you will relieve the cap, give me my money. But for no means do you ever say, I'm only going to take $120 million contract so y'all can go sign $80 million worth of free money. No, we're not talking about that. No. You're going to keep all your money, but you may restructure the deal to where you get more money up front or next year or whatever the case. But you're going to get it, but it may be different time frames.
So these false scenarios everybody keep putting out, try to make it seem like they're doing something that ain't really happening. You know what I mean? Maybe he is talking correct because he said the cap hit. He ain't said the actual principal money. He's like the cap hit. You know what I mean? So maybe
cap is that imaginary number. Cap is that imaginary number. And every time you hit cap, it's cap.
That's cap. Every time you hit that cap, it's cap, boy. Every time you hit that cap, no, ain't nothing but cap. They can finesse that cap up, down, left, right, however they want, boy. Like you say, ain't nothing but money. They got plenty of it. They can spend it however they want to, whenever they want to. They need to just stop playing and fooling us, man. And stop playing them games.
Take it for the team. Get out of here. We ain't doing that. No pay cuts.
But the San Francisco 49ers, right? We got to touch on Purdy a little bit. A lot of people, us underdog people, a lot of underdogs, we was hoping they would win and he would pull it off. And we know Cam Newton back there licking his chops just because he lost. No matter how he played, how he ran offense, whatever he did, I know he's licking his chop, ready to say something. And he's keep backpedaling, trying to say things, and it's just making no sense. And it's just like, he's a quarterback, so it gets a lot of attention, and it doesn't deserve a lot of attention because this guy is doing what needs to be done to help his team win. You know what I mean? So for Brock Purdy, man, he played really excellent. And what I like about him most impressive is how his awareness in the pocket. You know, how he avoids sacks when they come in and sees the pressure, and he avoids it and creates more time when it's not supposed to be more time. And that's elite play, quarterback play to me right there, man. I just wanted to give Brock Purdy a shout out. He came that close. You did what you needed to do. But Mahomes, like I said, if you playing against Mahomes, Purdy, next time you get a chance, you got to kill a mosquito with an axe. And I know Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, understood that, coming up with all the trick plays and things like that. But that's the mentality. Brock Purdy's on in his second year. And like you said, they got a good team. They got good surroundings and things like that. So I know Cam going to come with the foolishness and try to say that this latest thing he said is he didn't say game manager was hating, basically. He said game manager is basically saying you're a top athlete. So, we're going to leave that there, man. Right. And you got anything to say about Purdy, brother, before we go?
No. If you look at the stats, he went 23 for 38, which is all right, 255 yards, 1 TD. All right, average 7 yards, 6.7 yards a throw. The main key part is he had 0 interceptions. He did not turn his ball over. I think he played a solid game. Like, really I don't know how much more you want out of your quarterback that gets you all the way to the championship game and losing the last minute. I don't understand the Brock Purdy hate. I like the kid. I think he did very good. I think he did good this season.
And he's going to grow, and he's going to get better, and they're going to get more weapons in. But it's just funny too. And I don't know, let's cover this too. The last thing, Kyle Shanahan, man, it's his 3rd Super Bowl, giving up a lead and not being able to win the game. He done gave up 2 10-point Super Bowl, 2 10-point leads in the Super Bowls to lose. And one time I think he gave up, it was like 21 points or something like that to lose another Super Bowl. So does he have what it takes to get his team over the top to win a Super Bowl? I don't know, man. I don't know if you make a change, or do you keep riding it out? It's like right there. It's getting better. I don't know, man. That's a crazy predicament to be in. If you're the GM right now, you John Lynch, you just went to 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. You had the league in every Super Bowl. You was winning by 10 points twice, over 20 points once, if I remember correctly. You're the GM right now. Do you still believe in Kyle Shanahan, and can he get you over the top to win the next Super Bowl?
I think he's done such a good job. You got to ride him and hope for the best. You can't fire him right now and get rid of him. But you got to try to kind of like, what's going on? You got to study. They always they love statistics in the NFL.
You're right.
So you take those 3 games he was in, and you pay attention to what kind of play call. Did he get conservative? Does he get nervous in the 3rd and 4th quarter? Some people.
Hey, kill a mosquito with an axe. Was he the leader of that? Like I said, we was talking about Purdy. Maybe it was Kyle Shanahan didn't kill a mosquito with an axe. So
right.
Say what needs to be said, brother. In the next Super Bowl, in 49ers, y'all have a chance. Y'all make it there. Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuels, and company. You have to understand. You must kill a mosquito with an axe. Shout out to Coach Gray, Lauderhill Middle. He taught us that, baby. Hey, man, you installed some strong words and methods and core values into us, my brother. So say what needs to be said. We're going to see y'all on Friday. And, man, we getting popping in this thing. It started to pop, baby. Pop,
yes,
crackle and pop. All right, man, we out. See y'all.
Peace out.